You know that feeling, right? Like you're standing in the middle of a storm. The winds of worry are just howling, and the ground itself feels like it's shaking right under your feet. It's a feeling we all know. But what if? What if the answer we're looking for isn't in the storm itself, but in the quiet that comes after? Let's explore that whole idea. And it all starts with a really powerful line from an ancient story.
So this incredible line comes from an old story about the prophet Elijah. Picture this. He's on the run, he's exhausted, he's afraid, and he is desperately searching for a sign. And man, did he get a show. He saw a mighty wind so strong it shattered rocks, then a terrifying earthquake, and then a raging fire. But here's the wild part. God wasn't in any of that spectacular, loud chaos. He was in what came next. You know, Elijah's story is such a perfect metaphor for our own search for guidance when life just feels completely chaotic. We're looking for answers, for some kind of direction, for just a moment of peace in all the noise. And as we'll see, his ancient search is probably going to feel surprisingly similar to our own. Yeah, this question, it gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? That feeling of being totally overwhelmed isn't new. And while we might not be running from ancient kings, our modern lives have their own kinds of storms that feel every bit as intense. Here they are, our modern-day earthquakes and fires, the constant ping of notifications, the relentless pressure of our schedules, the inner winds of worry that just don't stop, and the shaken ground of life's unpredictable problems. This is the noise that drowns everything else out, making it feel almost impossible to find a single moment of quiet. And right in the middle of all that chaos, what do? We look for a big, dramatic sign. We find ourselves just waiting for the thunder. This really shows the mismatch, right, between our expectations and where reality is. We're looking for thunder and lightning, some loud booms from the heavens to tell us we're on the right track. But real peace, it's almost always found in the gentle whisper, in a peaceful lull, in the quiet rustling of leaves. And we miss the message because we're too busy scanning the sky, waiting for the fireworks. So this brings us to the turning point of the whole story, and to the real solution. It's all about shifting our focus away from the noise and learning to recognize the incredible power of a whisper. Now, this is the crucial part. This whisper isn't necessarily an audible sound you hear with your ears. It's an internal feeling. It's that sense of peace that just cuts right through the anxiety, that quiet guidance that feels like love, that deep reassurance that just settles your heart even when the storm is still raging all around you. And that's the core message. That feeling, that whisper, is the profound truth that a faithful presence is with you always. It's the reminder that you are not alone, and that knowledge brings a kind of stability that circumstances just can't shake. So this begs a really personal question. With all the noise and all our expectations of thunder, when was the last time you or I truly just paused and listened for the quiet? Let that sink in for a moment. Okay, so if we're going to hear this whisper, it's not going to happen by accident. We have to be intentional. We have to create the space for it. So how do we do that? Let's get into a really practical strategy for truly listening. It really comes down to 4 simple but super powerful steps. First, you have to consciously turn down the noise around you. Silence the phone. Step away from the distractions. Second, practice stillness. Just take a deep breath and quiet your body and your mind. Third, and this is the game changer, shift your expectations. Stop looking for thunder and start listening for the whisper. And finally, in that quiet space you've created, just listen. Make room to receive that feeling of peace. I absolutely love this because it frames this not as a passive act, but as a courageous one. In a world that is screaming for our attention 24/7, choosing quiet, choosing to turn down the noise, that takes real intention and courage. So, as we wrap this up, the final question is for you. This isn't about some massive life overhaul tomorrow. It's about today. How can you, right now, create just one small, quiet moment to turn down the noise, take a breath, and just listen? Because sometimes the most profound truths aren't found in the thunder, but in the quietest of whispers. In closing, if you like this, like and share this link. You can find more at www.youtube.com/dailywisdom-u2r.